Before we get into today's video, I would like to offer our thoughts and prayers, as well as our condolences, to everyone affected by the tragedy in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia.
Can they take the lead on this drive?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And we got another video coming up, this time a signing for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, as James Vaughters is going to be heading over. Yeah, yuck, that's right. James Vaughters is going to be heading over to the Riders after his last season with Winnipeg. He had played for Calgary from 2017 through 2024, although he had kind of done it in two stints. Played in Calgary from 2017 and 2018, and then played for the Stampeders in 2023 and 2024. Just because in between that time, he had went up to the NFL, and he was actually there for a bit. He played 3 games in 2019 for the Chicago Bears, in which case he got 3 tackles. Then in 2020, he played 14 games in Chicago. Didn't play as a starter for any of those. However, he did get 22 defensive tackles in the NFL, as well as 1.5 sacks that year. And then in his 2021 year, he played with the Chicago Bears, didn't play any games, but then went over to Atlanta and played 10 games with the Falcons, got 8 total tackles and 1 sack, and then played over in Pittsburgh, but didn't end up playing any games, which is when he would then return to the CFL. So with Vaughters is 32, was a decent edge rusher for Winnipeg this year. Winnipeg's D-line just as a whole, they just couldn't kind of get exactly what they were hoping out of it this year. Like they weren't bad by any means. They were solid. It's just I think they, like Winnipeg in the past, that bookend with Jackson Jeffcoat was really, really strong with Winnipeg in their heyday, especially when Jake Thomas was really, really in its prime, and it was something where last year it just wasn't connecting kind of the way that they were kind of maybe hoping. So James Vaughters, he's going to be moving over to Saskatchewan. It's definitely a very, very talented edge rusher, really talented defensive end. And so he'll be heading over there. Last year, he got 36 defensive tackles, 6 sacks, and a touchdown. So it's one of those things, even though necessarily the D-line wasn't getting maybe quite what they hoped, Vaughters himself played very well, which is why he's going to be bringing that over to Saskatchewan. It appears they're going to be most likely losing Malik Carney. They had re-signed Mike Rose, and then Micah Johnson they lost to retirement. So Saskatchewan with a little bit of juggling going around with their D-line. So for starters, Rick, what do you kind of think of this move by the Riders to bring in Vaughters?
I mean, Vaughters, I guess you could say, would replace Mike Carney.
That would be my best guess.
But, you're still missing Micah Johnson. You're still missing the defensive tackles. You know what, to be honest, I got to look this up because...
You're like saying it, you're like, you know what, I got to look into this more.
No, because I don't even remember who their defensive tackles were. Because they look like they were gone too. That or they never freaking did anything last year.
Yeah.
Let me see. Who were their defensive tackles last year? Okay, Micah Johnson and Mike Rose. So Mike Rose is back. I just don't have him on the list.
Yeah, no, we had done that video, but for Vaughters...
And then Baldonado. So they only have Vaughters and Rose.
So they'll have
for
to
starters.
See kind of what.
And then Sad, Patrick, and Saunders.
See, I just find it interesting the way, if you look through Vaughters' career, the way he's kind of really bounced between the NFL and the CFL. So he played for Stanford in college. He played for the Stanford Cardinal, to which in his senior year, He played and started in 13 games. He got 50 total tackles, 6.5 sacks in that game. Then, in that season, sorry. Then he goes up to the NFL, plays with Green Bay, doesn't play a single game, most likely practice roster. Same thing then with the San Diego Chargers. Goes over, plays 2 seasons in Calgary, to which he then starts the NFL journey that I was kind of mentioning before, where he really was bouncing around and actually got some playing time in the National Football League. And so he'll be coming back. He's still up in Canada, and he'll be going over to the Riders. Just because even if I look at this, he made 50. Like it's just kind of talking about helping the team win the Grey Cup his second year. Oh yeah, I guess did he win the Grey Cup with Calgary? I guess so. Trying to remember. Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine, my friend.
Yes, he would have. Yeah, he would have won Grey Cup in Calgary. Forgot about that because that was the year that Calgary beat Ottawa. Yeah, the 106th Grey Cup. So got himself a Grey Cup there. Riders looking to repeat. That's their hope at least. So James Vaughters headed over to Saskatchewan, and we'll have to see if they're able to get it done. Is there anything else you got there, Rick?
Not really.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you guys leave a like, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys join our Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord, where we just discuss all things CFL, NHL, all sorts of sports stuff. So make sure you guys go there and keep the conversation going. And without further ado, we'll see you guys next time.